wherever you're watching us from, on Facebook, on maybe you're on YouTube as well, on Twitter. We're live on Twitter as well. Welcome. This is a To All the Girls Success Club. And because I have a special guest this morning, Vernisha Charles-Jones, I have just opted to go out everywhere because she's a special guest. She's going to tell us about working from home and all of that. So, welcome. My name is Lisa Dublin. And, we're just going to be live for a couple minutes. I'd like to introduce, first of all, my guest. Hi, Felicia.
Hi, Lisa. Good morning to you. And good morning to every single one of your listeners that's tuning in from all over the world, I would imagine.
Wow.
Wow, I'm here with Lisa
Yes, you
Dublin.
are. Yes, you are. Can you imagine? I reached out to you because I read your story. I think it was a couple months ago, or maybe even a year or so, when you started coming out and telling people about your business. And what, you know how they say when you buy into somebody's why, then they
Yes,
kind of, you kind of get close to them and you know
it's
why
true.
they do what they do. And so that initial post really warmed my heart. And I was like, I never forgot it. So, Venetia, welcome to the show, and thank you for being here. Let's start with the first question. Let's jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thank you again, Lisa, for having me here. It's really an honor and a pleasure. I've admired you from a distance for so long
Thank
and
you.
never imagined I would wake up this morning to being on your show with you live from St. Lucia. And I got really, when I first saw you online and I heard you speak, that's what really moved me.
Oh
When I
wow.
heard you speak, I'm like, gosh, she's powerful. And then when I dug in, I realized she's a girl from home.
Yes,
She's
right,
she's a girl from
Felicia.
my soil, and I fell in love with you a little bit more. And when I dug in a little bit more, I realized that I know Lisa. I went to school with her sister, and
That's what we
it's
never.
like,
I didn't even. Can you imagine? Yeah.
and that made me even more excited. And I drew a little bit closer to you and started following you a little bit more. And here we are this morning. So I'm so grateful. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful, Lisa. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me. A
No
little bit
problem.
about me. I am a humble girl from countryside St. Lucia. I'm
Which
from a
part?
large family.
Okay. Which part of the country are you
I'm
from?
from Grozile Moshi. Moshi is a small
Okay.
community in
Oh, I
Grozile.
have a cousin from Moshi. Mm-hmm.
And, well, actually, Labon to be exact.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just give me a minute, Lisa. I think
No
something caught my
problem. No
eye.
problem.
I'm not crying. I think something just went in my eye.
Oh yeah, early morning. Oh, you see,
Yeah.
look at that. The breeze coming in behind you right
Yes. The
there.
sun is actually just rising from the
Oh,
mountain behind me. It
geez.
is. That's why I do my coffee every morning.
Okay, nice.
And
Nice.
I'm from a really large family. I'm number 12 out of 13 of my parents.
Uh-huh.
So I'm the one before the last. I'm married. Well, my husband and I have been separated for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that's most exciting about my marriage, I have four amazing children. My daughter is 20. She's in medical school, and this
Mm-hmm.
business is what she's using to pay her way through. So you'll
Wow.
hear a little bit about that later.
Mm-hmm.
And I have three boys. They are my gym. They keep me,
I forgot
they keep me
that.
what I come from corporate life, Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked with cable and wireless for 10 years. After that, I worked with Sandals. After that, I worked with one of the biggest construction companies in St. Lucia, CIA Limited.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found that was happening to me, it was pulling me away from what I really loved. After I had my first child, ladies, please forgive me for this. I felt women belonged in the home.
Oh
I
wow.
found that I didn't have time. I found I was always tired. I
Mm-hmm.
found that I was missing out on my children's upbringing, their growing up. I did not like, I did not enjoy waking up and dropping them at the daycare and going to work and coming back and picking them up at the daycare. And what struck me, that was my third child. I would always drop him up sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I would always pick him back up sleeping.
Jeez. Yes.
So I was hot, and that hit me one day. Yeah, I was driving
Mm-hmm.
to work, and I was like, Isaiah hardly sees me. I hardly get to see Isaiah. So
Wow.
who's raising him? So
Mm-hmm.
one afternoon when I picked him up at the daycare and I was living with him, he started crying, but he was crying for the daycare lady.
Oh my gosh.
And that
Yes.
scared me. That
Mm-hmm.
scared the shrieks out of me. And then I went home and, I said, God, there must be another way.
Mhm.
There must be another way where I can be with my kids, where I can drop them off at school, spend a little time at the school, where I can pick them up from school and spend a little time with the teachers, go to their events at school. I can be at home. I can I have the patience to do homework with them because I didn't have the patience. I was
Oh.
always shouting and because I was tired and stressed from work,
Mhm.
Lisa, and
Mhm.
I kept
Mhm.
saying there had to be another way. And every time I enter the gates of where I worked, it's like a heavy burden just came over my shoulder.
Mhm.
And I followed that feeling until I decided to find something else. I didn't go out looking for it, I think, because I so badly wanted something else. I did not know exactly what I wanted, though,
Mhm.
but it found me because I had never heard of what I'm doing. I never
Yeah.
knew anybody who was doing what I was doing. But
Mhm.
I knew I wanted to be home and I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to
Yeah.
be home and I still wanted to make a lot of money. I didn't want to depend on anybody else to do what I wanted to do financially.
Right.
So the other things I love doing, I love spending time with my parents. These guys are like my friends.
And they both still alive?
My mom, I lost my mom last year,
Oh, I'm so
November.
sorry. Okay.
But
All
my
right.
dad, he's still with us.
Mhm.
Actually, because of what I do when I have time, out of the 13 of us,
Mhm.
I am the only one with the time that I'm able to be his carer. So
Wow.
I take care of my dad every day except on a Saturday and a Sunday where my
Mhm.
niece does. My niece lives with him.
Okay.
And Lisa, had I been at a job, I would not have had this awesome privilege to be able to take care of my dad. My dad is 92 and we're like buddies.
Yeah.
And this
Mhm.
is the why that drove me. I wanted time to spend with those that matter the most to me. And for me, that was my kids and my parents. And when my mom passed, I felt satisfied. I wasn't sad. I wasn't broken. I felt satisfied that I had time. I had time while my other siblings did not have time. I
Yeah.
had time. I spent quality time with my mom up till
Mm.
the moment she passed.
Wow.
And there's nothing in the world that can substitute the feeling of that,
Okay.
honestly.
So basically, this lifestyle enables you to have the gift of time.
For me, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I am pretty sure for many of the women watching this right now, and that's why I let it out into not just To All the Girls Club. By the way, if you're watching and you're not part of To All the Girls and you're a lady, please join.
Joy.
But yeah, these are the kinds of things that when you hear how somebody hankered, you said something that I followed that feeling.
I
I'm
follow that
gonna.
feeling.
I followed that. Like you didn't exactly know what you wanted, but you were like, I need to work from home. I want this so much, and then this opportunity comes. So let's fast forward to what is the opportunity? What do you do that allows you to work from home, support? You have a kid in medical school? Oh yeah, we know how that goes, right? Tell us about your
Um,
business and what is this thing of working from home? What do you do?
well, first of all, I am an independent partner with a company from Toronto, Canada. The
Mm-hmm,
name of the company is called Opulence Global, and it started off in 2005 as a fashion company, Lisa. And of course, when I saw this opportunity, I didn't get it. I didn't understand what it was. But the person who introduced me was a person that I knew. I liked him, and I
mm-hmm,
trusted him. So even if I didn't understand the gig, I
mm-hmm,
know and trusted that he would not bring me into anything that would not have been good for me because he knew
mm-hmm,
what situation I was in at the time. And so the more I got to know about it, the more excited I got. At that time, actually, I was with sandals and I couldn't wait to leave. So I started off in 2011. In June 2011, by September 2012, I quit my job and I decided this is what I really want to put my energies into.
mm-hmm,
And so we did fashion up until 2016.
mm-hmm,
And in 2016, the company launched an anti-aging skincare line. And it's North America's only spa grade with microsilver and the spruce extract and so many other amazing botanical ingredients.
mm-hmm.
So we started distributing that along, and the fashion is beautiful. Like all of what I'm wearing now is from my
It's
store.
from there. Wow. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, I like
And
the
so
place.
The flagship of our company in products is our Fountain of Life, which is a high performance natural antioxidant. Most persons would have heard about the spruce tree. From
Mm-hmm.
persons in St. Lucia, I say to them, you know about the Christmas tree that we see on TV that
Yeah.
is loaded with so much snow and ice. It doesn't know how cold it is outside, and the
Yeah.
trees are still green and happy. Well, this is what's in this bottle, is the sap from that tree.
Oh,
But the
nice.
business in itself, Lisa, what it allowed me to do is to stay in St. Lucia. And oh my gosh, if there's a war for St. Lucia right now, I'll probably be the shortest person in the front with a rifle on my back, trying to go and fight war for my country, because I really, really love the part of the world where God dumped me called St. Lucia. I love this
Wow.
place. It's a slice of paradise for me. So when I
Mhm,
saw my
mhm,
friends leaving and going to get better opportunities outside,
mhm,
one thing, my family ties are very strong. We love family, so I decided I didn't want to be pulled away from home, because I want to be close to my mom and my dad and my sisters,
mhm.
and I wanted to enjoy the St. Lucia that I know I love.
Wow.
Fortunate for me, I had done a bit of traveling, so I knew.
Mhm,
So I saw the opportunity of me staying home, projecting outside of St. Lucia,
mhm,
building globally, and bringing income back to my country. And I figure, aha,
mhm,
that is how me as an ordinary citizen will be able to contribute to the development and the uplifting of my local economy by earning foreign exchange and spending it here. It means boom, I'm hitting my GDP. So
okay.
if I help hundreds of people locally do this, and St. Lucia got in early. So if I
Yeah.
help many people in St. Lucia do this,
Mhm,
and then we hit Canada and the USA and Australia and Africa and Europe and all of these major places,
mhm,
that means St. Lucia then is going up. The
mhm,
Caribbean is going up. And then we have all of these foreign exchange pumping into St. Lucia, into Grenada, into Trinidad, into Barbados. It means as a people of the Caribbean, we're working like the government would work for us. Only
mhm,
we're not asking the government for that help, but we're doing it as a people and injecting foreign exchange in. So that excited me when I saw that business model, and I went crazy with it. When I went full time in September 2012. By November, the CEO of the company calls me and says, "Nusha, I have no idea. I don't know the gentleman personally, Lisa." So
Oh
when you
my
work in any company, well, for us in the Caribbean, when the boss calls you, you think you've done something wrong, right?
Oh, to give you more work, right? Like nobody wants to hear from the boss.
Yeah. Well, so when I got that call, I said, "Hello." He said, "Hello, is this Vernisha?" I said, "Yes, this is Vernisha. Who am I speaking with?" He
Mm,
said, "Vernisha, this is Ramin." I said, "Ramin who?"
mm.
He said, "Ramin, Ramin." I said, "Shoot, did I do something wrong?" He said, "No, young lady. What are you doing in St. Lucia? Where is St. Lucia? And what is this place all about?" He's
Right.
never heard of St. Lucia. So, boom,
Mhm,
I just put my country on the map. He
mhm.
says, "You are emerging in St. Lucia like a tropical storm without warning."
Oh, he did his homework, eh? He did his homework.
I'm like, "Oh my God, Lisa, that was in November."
Of two.
In
Wow.
2012. In February of 2013, this man is a multimillionaire. He flew into St. Lucia to personally meet me and my small team and personally train us. We
Wow.
went crazy over that. We
Yeah.
exploded. St. Lucia became number one within months,
Are you
and
kidding me?
there were 75 countries in the company at the time. We beat Canada, beat United States, beat Africa, and we stayed as number one three times in a row. We got the fastest growing organization in the world award. I mean, it was insane. To say all of this is not to impress anyone, but to impress upon us. When we set our minds to doing something, there's a way that God wires the universe to bring it to us.
Yes.
And I didn't know that I wanted to connect with Lisa. I didn't know that I
Yeah,
wanted to
this
be
is a
on
good
her show.
example of that. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the admiration that I've had for you,
No, thank
and
you.
every time I hear you speak, it makes me
Oh,
sound like I'm hearing me in me through your voice.
Oh, wow.
And because of that love from a distance, it brought us together.
Yeah, I think so. It's the same thing I always say about hankering after something. That feeling of I want this. You it costs nothing to dream and to put
It's
feeling and
yes,
emotion into
yes,
that dream and to call
yes,
things to you.
yes,
It is
yes.
possible. And I do believe that's part of why I've reached out to you. I think your story affected me the same way that perhaps mine has affected you in terms of I saw it and it was just tasty to me. It sank into my soul. It was like this person is declaring who she is and this is her why and this business is working from her and she has time to go around with her kids. And I feel like I even know your children because they're part of your
You're
story.
part
They're
of my
part of why
story.
you
Yes.
do this, and that's the power I think of social media and using it
Mhm,
properly, that kind of thing. So I have put up your website, Venetia. It's
mhm.
opulence.com/Venetia. So we wanna,
Yes.
I'm sure people perhaps have questions and so on. So you guys drop questions in the chat if you're in the To All the Girls Club. I will be able to see them. So drop your questions there. Everybody else, if you're just, on either on YouTube or just on my main Facebook page, I'll try to see if I can get to them from my phone and ask Venetia questions. But basically, how are you able to make it? Many people try doing stuff like this. And so how do you do? Do you push products? Is it networking? How does this work?
I actually do both, Lisa. And fortunate for me, my background before I came into this business, I did training, mentorship, coaching, a
Yeah.
lot of customer service, a lot of sales, a lot of emotional intelligence, and all of these kinds of things. So that played out well for me, not
Hmm.
knowing I needed all of these things to go to where I
Hmm.
was going. And
Hmm.
it goes back to one of the things that I have learned from all the motivational speaking that I listened to.
Hmm.
When you are being equipped with life, regardless of the situation or the circumstance, you would think it's a bad thing. But it's really life equipping you and getting you ready for the place that you're going.
Yeah.
And I did not know that I was being prepared all my life for this because every single skill, every every skill, every time, everything I have learned and acquired along the path of what I did in jobs for other people for fun, even the things I didn't like,
Hmm.
I've been able to use every single one of them in my business.
Hmm.
So, what enabled me to do this well? One, I connected and stayed connected to persons who had already achieved what I wanted to achieve in this business, and I didn't know how. So I went all the way to the top. There
Hmm.
was another guy that was a top income earner in the company. He lived in Canada, and I connected with him.
Hmm.
And surprisingly, I didn't think we say these people. I didn't think these people would have looked at people like me. I'm a little girl. I'm from St.
The
Lucia,
islands.
Caribbean, and small
Right.
island people.
Oh.
And he immediately responded to me. I
Hmm.
told him where I was from.
Hmm.
I told him I didn't know anything much and I needed help.
Yeah.
And he said, "You know what, Vern? No problem. Get people in a room, get a big screen if you have one, or even a projector if you have one. Get speakers so people can hear me, and I'm gonna do this with you." I
Wow.
got help. So I
Hmm.
often say to persons, ask for help not because you are weak, but because you want to become better.
Right.
So I got help. I stuck to it. I got coaching, I got mentorship, I got training, and I stuck to it. It got hard at some point, but I know when a breakthrough is about to happen is when it becomes toughest. And that's when you want to quit. And that's when you feel like going back. But that's when I pushed the hardest. Thank God for me, I stayed listening. Les Brown was my favorite
Oh
pastor
yeah,
in the
Les
ministry.
Brown is. Oh yeah, it really does work. People want to knock listening to inspirational speakers and so on, but if you make that your diet, you see the results, and clearly
Do
this
you
that's it's
do
happened for you
you
and for
do
me. Like that's
yeah.
awesome.
So
Wow.
I saw results. I started seeing results. I started seeing the money. I started feeling the money. I started enjoying the money. And I saw
Hmm.
the life I wanted. It was happening. It
Hmm.
started happening. That they said that you could make money while you're sleeping. I said, how the heck can I do that? You can make residual income. I said, I don't sing. I don't do music. I don't play any. How can I do that? And then I saw it started happening, Lisa, and I'm like, shit, this thing is for real. I plugged my kids in then,
Yeah, right. So,
right? And then
at which point did you realize that this is a real thing? This is not fly by night. This is not a one time thing. I literally can live my life like this. At which point did you
when I
see it
saw what they said could have happened, when
happen?
I saw it happen,
And this was how long after getting into the business in
six
your opinion?
months.
Six
It was
months.
6 months.
Wow.
I didn't have money to get started. At that time,
Mm-hmm.
it was about 4,000 US
Mm-hmm.
dollars to get started back then.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot less now, much, much, much
What's
less.
that? Okay. All right.
And I didn't have the money, Lisa. I was broke.
Mm-hmm.
I was in debt and I didn't have the money then.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to people in my family who I know were loaded.
Now
I
you
hope
tell
they're on
them.
the call now. My sisters, I hope they're on. They were loaded because we're sisters, we're close, we know each other's business, we tell each other's business. I know the girls were loaded. And then they told me no. You know why? Because they couldn't see my vision in what I believed in this opportunity. It was new. We didn't know anything about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they said to me, Vern, you know what? You should go back and get your job. Go back and get another job. You have children to take care of. You have your mortgage. You're a bright girl. You're very talented. Go and get a job. You see this thing
And
that you
good.
said you want to
I
do?
imagine that's also because you're number 10 of 12 kids,
I
right?
didn't have a voice, Lisa.
I
You mad? Even my mother told me, Timamai, and
and your
my mother too always loaded. You know our mothers always have a good stash put away. They
yes,
all told me
wonderful.
no. But I so much believed in it. And
Uh-huh.
I want to say to the ladies who are listening, when God has given you a vision to respond to this crazy desire you have in your soul, He will bring it to you. But if He needed somebody or other people to endorse it or to validate it, He would give them the vision that He gave to you.
Yeah, he didn't give them the vision. It was you, right?
So
Yeah.
it was you.
Yeah.
So if He's given it to you, that means things are already in place to make it happen for you. So keep at it anyways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I went to one friend of mine I'd helped years ago, and she always says to me, Vern, please, if there's anything, please give me an opportunity to be able to pay you back, to help you because of what you've done for me. I called her. I said, Sylvie, listen, I need XYZ, and if you could loan it to me, it's a loan. I will do everything I have to pay you back. I cannot tell you when. She asked me two questions. Vern, when do you want it? And where do you want me to drop it for you? I said, I need it like yesterday, Sil. And if you could deposit it on my account for me, because it's something I want to do online. She never asked me what it was. She never asked me. That's the only thing she asked me, Lisa. Listen, I will always give thanks for this girl
Yeah.
because she gave me my breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her, I wanted to honor that friendship so the money would not interfere with our friendship. So I first worked really hard and consistently so I could have paid her back.
Right.
It took
And
me
then
6 months. That 6 months of working hard, thinking it was working hard to pay her back, kept me today, 11 years, still getting paid.
because you put
So
in the work initially, so you build that routine and that consistency. Is that
that's
it?
right. That's
Okay.
right. So I
Mm-hmm.
was able to develop my system. The
Mm-hmm.
same way I had a system when I worked for other people, I
Mm-hmm.
developed that same culture, that same system. The days when I didn't feel like waking up and going at it, I still woke up because if I was at Cable and Wireless, I had to go
Oh yeah,
anyways.
yeah. You'd
I
have to
had to
go.
go anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was raining like crazy, I had to go anyways. Only this time I'm at home.
Yeah.
So this is how I kept on doing it. I never stopped,
Okay.
even if I slowed down a little bit, but I
Mm-hmm.
never stopped.
Mm. So
Um,
I wanted to, because I'm pretty sure I'm hearing everybody's question, like, how do I get in with this? What do I do? What kind of person succeeds in such a business? Can we go there a little bit? Because, like, you're a good marketer. Like, I think you could probably add, and I know you literally need to start going out and speaking as well, Venetia, because I think people need to hear the story and to be encouraged in whatever dream they are pursuing, that it is possible because you're right here in living color, you know? So, what kind of
Thank you.
person you think, in your opinion, can really make it in such a job, and how do people get in touch with you? So, two questions. Like, yeah. So,
Anyone,
okay. Anyone?
anyone,
Oh, wow. Tell us.
anyone,
Okay.
anyone really. The only thing you need is a why, because none of us was born walking. None of us was born doing what we're doing right now. So we grew, we learned along the way. The jobs that we have now, we were not born with the skills that we have. So anyone can do this. Anyone. If my daughter can do this,
Yeah,
I
tell us about
plugged her
that.
in when she
Doing
was
it.
10 years old.
Oh,
She
wow.
attended everything that well, people used to call my children my back pockets because everywhere I was, they were.
Aw.
My kids, very little, were able to do the presentation and do the compensation plan because they were hearing it so much, right? So faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing.
Yeah.
So anyone can do this because we do a lot of training.
Mm-hmm.
I have a program in the company that I'm personally running with those persons who really want to be go-getters. It's an 18-month program that I just started last month.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Hitting a Six-Figure Income in 18 Months. And it's called a forensic marathon for
Mm-hmm.
persons who really want to do this. And so we train, we mentor, and we give a lot of guidance. So really anyone can do this. I have a new group of persons in Trinidad that I'm working with.
Oh, wow.
These persons are much older than me. These are persons who can be my parents. They're very old school, Lisa. And
Mm.
these persons have been in for just 6 months, and they're persons making over 10,000 US dollars a month in
Oh, wow.
just doing the product only, not even doing networking as yet. And now they're ready to do in the networking and they're making even more money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about having a why.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to do this? And if your why is strong enough, it will take you the way through.
Yeah. So,
Right?
and this business, you're able to do it from anywhere. So, if you live, for
Anywhere.
example, in North America, you can also be
Anywhere.
part of this business, right?
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. We're actually in 203 countries and territories around the world.
Mm.
So anyone, really anyone. How do you get about doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a little time ahead of you.
Yeah, so I'm on Mountain Standard Time, so that's, I
Okay.
mean, we're now 2 hours behind, but Eastern Standard Time is St. Lucian time as well right
Yes.
now, so
Right
that's
now,
good for
yes.
most
Right
people.
now.
Hmm.
So I do a full presentation talking about the products, the major products,
Hmm.
as well as the business opportunity side. That's on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern
Okay,
Standard Time. I never bring anyone into my business unless they see what it is so they can make a decision from an informed place.
okay.
So at the end of the presentation, I sit with them and answer all of the questions that they may have, deal with
Hmm.
all of the concerns that they may have. And then if it's something that they really want to do, we
Hmm.
launch them. It's an online transaction. A debit or credit card is what's needed. And then we take it from there afterwards.
So how can people get to be part of that presentation on a Sunday evening? Where do we go? Do people
It's
go
on
to
Zoom.
your
I do it on
website?
Zoom. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
could get the link to send to you.
Person, yeah, maybe we can put up the link. But just the average person listening, even after that, because we have a lot of people who listen on the replay. Could they go to your website or connect with you on Facebook,
Yes,
Nisha?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so
And my telephone number is all over Facebook as well.
yeah,
Maybe I
okay.
can put my telephone number
Yes,
in the
please.
chat,
Yeah, if
can
you
I?
put in the chat, yeah, if you do that, I will. Yeah, let's go. So there is Venisha's website. And so you can go there, connect with her. You can also look her up on Facebook. And I'm just
Yes.
about to put up her phone number. Come on, you guys. If you have wanted to work from home and at least want to learn more about this business that has brought such, oh, there she is. And here's her Facebook link as well. Let's see if we can put that up. I'm not sure if people would be able to like they can probably just see it and not
Yeah.
click on it just because of how it is. But go on Facebook, go just connect with Venetia on Facebook and talk about this business that allows and affords so much freedom. Venetia, last question. Girl, I wish like we had like 2 hours. Oh my goodness.
I know, right?
There's so
I
much to
know.
talk about. No, you should really just be going out and speaking, like do keynotes and stuff. Like I hope that's coming your way. I hope you have time
I
to do
actually
that.
have that in my pipeline, Lisa.
Yeah, absolutely.
right
Absolutely.
now, my devotion right now is my dad and my kids. My
Yeah.
daughter is hopefully taking off in September because of how
Mhm.
amazing she's doing.
Okay.
She
Mhm.
actually applied for and secured a scholarship with the Taiwanese government
Okay,
to
nice.
continue pursuing.
Uh-huh. A medical
And my
degree.
boys are
Mm-hmm.
heavily involved in sports and cricket. So I call myself the cricket mom. So I'm always at training and always at events. So they have me so busy. And
Okay.
so this you're talking about is in my pipeline. Speaking is my
Yeah.
very, very, very great passion.
And
That's
strength.
why you
Yeah.
resonated so hard with me.
That's
I'm not
exactly what it
Moses.
is. Yeah, that's what it is. And I think too is the words too, like seeing the story. There's just I'm a writer too, so I'm like, okay, this person is actually telling a story that is compelling. Who is she? I don't need to
Yeah.
realize, yeah, we knew each other at one point. Yeah. So last question is, what is next for you? We just have like a minute left. Like, what's next for you? What's the next level in this? Because you've realized that you can manifest what you want. You
I
realize that
can.
you hanker after something, and if you work hard at it and be consistent, it brings you the joy and the return. So what's next for you?
What's next for me in terms of me, Venetia, not kids, not
I I
dad?
will whatever. Like I
Ah,
to
if I
me,
tell
there's
you,
so much
Lisa,
that I
you
can
will
see
shake your head
happening.
at me. I have I have journeyed, and one of the things that took me from this path
Mm-hmm.
to that path is because I invested a lot in mindset empowerment.
Oh, so I just have to
Mindset
put a plug for
empowerment.
my to all the girls, ladies. That's what we're doing a lot of in the club, my ladies. You see why we're doing it? These can be the results. Let's go. Go ahead. Yep. Yep. Most
Mindset
definitely.
empowerment.
Yep.
My great dream
Mm-hmm.
is to have some sort of
Mm-hmm.
maybe business, but started off as some workshop or retreat to empower people as to how to think, to train people how to use the most powerful, by far, the most powerful thing that we have access to, which is the mind. If you can teach a man how to think, he doesn't need a government. He doesn't need our mind is what shifts every single thing, but we have not yet understood or
Understood.
learned the power of the mind. So my dream is to have a platform
Mm-hmm.
or a place where I call it a thinking school,
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
and to use that to empower people. I don't believe in handouts. I don't believe in government aid. I believe in empowering a mind
Mm-hmm.
and teach them how to think so you can bring things onto you as you want it. That's my biggest and greatest dream. I do it now one on one.
Yeah.
I do it when
Mm-hmm.
I meet people. I do it all the time one on one. I see my friend Busha is on,
Yeah.
and I
Bush
remember
is
she came
in.
to my house a few Sundays ago and she
Mm-hmm.
was relaying some things to me. I said, Bush, listen, I wish I had what you had in that
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it with speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So, girl, don't let it get to you.
Yeah, you
Give
can
thanks
do
for
it.
it
Mm-hmm.
because you have that amount of it. I have zero of it.
Oh wow.
That
Okay.
was it.
Mm-hmm.
All I helped her do was to shift the perspective from which she was looking at the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And she had an amazing day because she wasn't that energy shifted because she shifted her mind.
Okay.
So we ladies, we take things on and we take things on. So Lisa, the next thing for me is to go out there like crazy. Maybe
Yeah.
start my own YouTube channel with
Oh
this
yeah.
and just
Like no,
empowering people,
absolutely. Like.
empowering the mind,
Mm-hmm.
empowering the mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's my next thing, and it's been at me, at me, at me, at me, at me.
Yeah, you
Started,
need to.
started,
Well,
started,
absolutely. I see it for you, and I'm holding that dream for you as well, Venetia. You know, I. This is the joy of doing stuff like this. Some of those interviews, like this one, this is like a double espresso for me this morning. This, I'm sure everybody else feels the same way. Like, pardon my coffee, it'll always be a coffee kind of, kind of day. But this has been wonderful. This has been that's empowering, and I hope people reach out to you at least to find out about the business, get in on what you're doing because definitely it is working, and I'm sure they can make it work for them as well. You will definitely show them how to shift the
absolutely,
mindset
absolutely,
to make it
absolutely.
work. Thank you for being here. I feel, oh my goodness, good. I feel the one word, the only word is empowered. Like, how do you
Empowered.
do that? Oh my goodness. I'm usually the one inspiring, but I am literally inspired. And there's a lot of things you said, just in terms of how your story unfolded. It makes sense in terms of you can see the attitude behind it and the paradigm behind it that, hey,
Mhm.
go after what you want. You start to really hanker after it. I have no other word, but you need to want what you want, and that's what you've
Yes.
gone out to
I
do.
like that. You need to
Oh,
want what you
yeah,
want. I
you need
like
to
that.
want what you want, like want it badly,
I'm
want it,
gonna write that
want
down,
it.
Lisa, because I'll post that in a little while.
Yeah, so Butcher says, so I didn't want to disturb, but we had lots of lovely comments going on all throughout the interview, Venetia.
I
So
saw
Butcher,
that. I
yeah,
saw that.
okay, did you? Okay, so Butcher says, thanks, Venetia Charles-Jones. So there goes your good friend. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us to this morning. Yeah, we'll be on again tomorrow. But you can go check out Venetia in all sorts of ways. I didn't. Let me just put up the website again. She's on Facebook. Connect with her there, and as she said, her website and her contact information is everywhere that she is on social media. So do connect with her, and see you again in the To All the Girls Club. Just To All the Girls tomorrow. So if you're not part of the club, please send a friend request to the club, and then you can get in on the action. Thanks everybody, and have a wonderful day going after what you want. Thanks, Venetia.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone.
Oh
Love
my
to
goodness.
everyone.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so